Hello, I'm Neil Day, Assistant Manager of Woodford Town, big supporter of the podcast and Jake's work.
Well, good morning and welcome to the podcast. Here with me, Foghorn from Harlow Town Fans TV. And as always, this show is proudly sponsored by Loserpool. If you don't know who Loserpool are, they're a betting company that turns betting on their heads. You simply choose a loser every week. If that team loses, you go into the next round until there is one person left and that person wins £1,000. And the best thing at the moment is you can play this for absolutely free. Now, apologies about last week. I couldn't get a show out. I had a busy week doing personal projects for college and other projects for Your League TV. And by the time I could have sat down and actually got an episode done, it would have been today, so it would have made no sense. Now, as always, we will start off with the scores from this week, and we will also have the content that's been sent in. Now, the content this week has been provided, as always, by James Beardwell of Witham Town, Johnny Drummond from Billingham Town, Chris from the Blue Army Ultras of Wingate and Finchley, and we have a new signing over on the channel, and that is Ricky Fanzone. Of course, that's the official fans channel of Billericay Town. Now, enjoy the scores and the content, and I will catch up with you after that.
Welcome to tropical Billytown. As you can see, the sun's shining. Always nice up in the northeast. As Billytown take on, who we play today? Easington. Easington have been bolstered by a lot of new signings. It's certainly not going to be an easy game. Hopefully Billingham Town can get on track and get the promotion wagon rolling again. Karen, prediction of the score? Thank you very much. Love the town. Billytown 6, Easington 1. Bill?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What a good game. It wasn't deserved. It was 6-1, but it was the scoreline deflated it.
Deflated.
There's a few too many bubbles, haven't you, Bill?
I'm sorry about Bill's lack of English. He's only been in England for 77 years. He's just picking up the lingo. 6-1, up the town!
This is James Beardwell, the Witham Town FC superfan reporting for the podcast of AFC Sudbury versus Witham Town.
Yes! 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 Just the start what we need for Witham Town! Come on! Woo! 1-0 Witham Town. 1-1! Terrible marking! 2-1 to AFC Sudbury! 3-1! 2-1 to AFC Sudbury!
The full-time score, AFC Sudbury 3, Whittam Town 1. Like I said, in the first half it was pretty frustrating, and before Whittam Town went 1-0 up, and I wasn't sure what was happening, that before when the ref gave the penalty for Whittam Town, and we didn't know it was a handball or whether it comes on the other way, come off our player's hand, or it might have come off their player's hand. I'm not 100% sure.
Guys, Wingate Finchley beat Potters Bar in the local derby 4-2. It was a day of excitement for Wingate, taking 2 early goals before Potters Bar shot on their basically first shot on target. Then in the second half, Tony Mendy got a goal before Potters Bar also equalised with like second shot on target. And then to finish it off, Charlie Cole assisted Charlie Ruff to give us a confident win by the 2-goal margin. They beat us 4-0 at their place when we were playing a bit bad, but we've conquered. Obviously, we've changed our ways now, and hopefully, Bognor next week, to keep us occupying the 19th place, even to advance, we need to get the win. Well, it would be hard at Bognor, they're a good team, but I think as long as we stick to our game plan and we set off as a better team and they set off as a worse team, I'm confident that we'll get that win. Everyone, I hope your results went your way, and I wish you a good day, good week, whatever. And I'll see you guys back on the podcast next week. Thank you guys. I'll be going to Cyprus in a couple of weeks' time during Easter holidays, so I won't be able to get some to do this anymore for a bit. Anyway, thank you guys.
So guys, Ricky Fanzone here reacting to yesterday's 2-1 defeat to Hungerford. It was a disappointing result for us and a disappointing performance, It's one of the worst I've actually seen this season from us. We didn't have no intensity, no bite, and no desire. And I'm going to be honest, it was almost like we had our holiday stalls out, and look, Hungerford deserved the victory. First 20 minutes we looked really strong. There was a goal mouth scramble with Adam Coombs. Unfortunately, he missed it, but it was a brilliant scramble in the box, to be fair. And then we was finding gaps and chances to cross with Loza and our new winger, Sam Kelly. But funny enough, as soon as Sam Kelly lost his spark, we lost ours attackingly. And then 25 minutes into the first half, the Hungerford midfielders found the gap, which was through our fullbacks, and as they kept on finding them balls through our fullbacks, so did their chances come. Second half came out, we were flat, we had no desire or intensity, and that was the rhythm of the whole of the second half. The main point of the game was a penalty decision. It wasn't a penalty, but the referee gave it to them. They scored from that. But for me, the second goal, we let one of their midfielders had about a 20-yard run, and he tucked it away home. And normally, for me, one of our midfielders would have closed that down, or we would have took him out. But look, bigger picture for me is we're still in the playoffs. We've still got a big opportunity on Saturday to correct these few results here again with a massive win against Dulwich. A massive game for us, but as I said, we're still in the playoffs and we're still in that hunt. That was the content that was sent in. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope the viewers enjoyed that. And you could see that Chris from the Blue Army Ultras of Wingate and Finchley was a lot happier than I was as their team beat Potters Bar to get out of the relegation zone. And of course, Harlow lost and Whitehawk lost, which means Whitehawk have fallen back in it. Now, let's talk about the games I went to over the weekend. On Friday, I was at Woodford versus Holdbridge. Holdbridge ran out 2-0 winners. I actually did live commentary on my Twitter of that game. And it was an unlucky game for Woodford, actually. Holdbridge played some very good football. They took their chances. Their goalkeeper pulled off a fantastic save to stop a shot from Temi Babaloa. It's actually probably the second best save I've seen this season, second to Sam Besson's against Chelmsford for Concord Rangers. And then on Saturday we're looking at Harlow Town versus Mersham. Now, last week, obviously not on the podcast, but on the Harlow Wingate video, I wasn't too happy. This week, I'm still not that happy. But it's difficult to explain. It's one of those, if you weren't there, you wouldn't understand it. Now, we were 2-0 down at half time. First half, we were terrible. We weren't closing them down. We were giving them too much respect on the ball. And they were passing around like Man City. Then Matt Foy comes out second half and scores a brilliant goal. I'd argue the best goal of the game. And then we had a chance which was more or less cleared, more or less off the line. It was just before the line by Tom Hitchcock. Then we had a couple of other chances. It just weren't falling for us. Then we conceded a third. And then we kept battling and battling. And as soon as we conceded the fourth goal, that was it. It was over. And we lost 5-1. Now, it is looking difficult to stay up. Obviously, I think the only team we've got which, and I say this in the most respectful way possible, kind of down there or down about, a Potters Bar and arguably Margate at the end of the season. So, I think the damage is already done. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we pull it off. But I think that's it. And I don't obviously want to rant too much. Now, looking into some of the news from the weekend. Fortunately, I've not prepared any news. But let's talk about the big one. Of course, my boys. There's no hiding it. I am a Leyton Orient supporter as well. And Orient have made the trip to Wembley. Orient will be at Wembley on May the 19th to play against AFC Fylde in the FA Trophy final. Now, Orient won the first leg 1-0 and we won the second leg 2-1 with 10 men. We had a man sent off quite early on and the score was 1-1 until I believe the 77th minute. I could be wrong. And then who else but a massive forehead of Joshy Coulson headed us in to the final and secured the 3-1 on aggregate victory. Now, of course, you may have seen on Twitter that he can no longer go to his best friend's stag do, which he organised for May the 19th. Of course, it's a Sunday. So we hope, obviously, Joshy does win it for Orient and win it for his friend. It'll be a good excuse to say that you've not turned up to a stag do. But of course, on that day, Super Kevin Lisby, of course, former Orient player, he's played for Charlton, he's played for many, many teams, will be at Wembley as well. As you know, the FA Vase Trophy is played on the same day before the FA Trophy final, which you can actually get tickets to watch both. And Cray Paper Mills FC are into the final with Kevin Lisby. So potentially Kevin Lisby and Leyton Orient could win a trophy at Wembley on the same day, and that would be really great. Now, if you don't know where I've been hiding, of course I couldn't get the podcast done last week. I do apologise about that. I have been doing stuff for Your League TV. If you want to check Your League TV out, simply type in on Google yourleague.tv and it will come up with a stream and you can click on all the different programmes and you will start seeing stuff from me coming in there over this week and the weeks to follow. Other than that, I've got to go and do some revising for one of my exams. So take care, look after yourself, and as always, it's been me, Foggle, from Harlow Town Fans TV. Thanks for watching.